Can you hear me back there okay? Bob, okay, I guess we're on. We're on now, yeah.
Testing.
I guess you can hear me okay?
Good.
All right, to the point of feedback, I guess that means it's loud enough. All right. We all set here? Okay. It's always, always a lot of technical difficulties, but, we always get through them somehow. But this month's quiz, we have some new sponsors. People are just lining up to sponsor the quiz. Some new sponsors this month. We got a special guest back by popular demand. And our questions are going to be about back to school and summer and cookouts and.
Hey, speaking of cookouts,
Yeah.
you were sure eating a lot of hot dogs and hamburgers at that cookout we went to. Weren't you worried about cholesterol?
No, don't worry. The meat was all plant-based.
Oh, good. Wait a minute. What plant?
The
What
meat
kind of-
processing plant.
Hey, I do the puns around here.
Couldn't help myself.
Let's play the Londonderry Village Community Quiz. Here's your host and quiz master. If you give him a penny for his thoughts, you'd get a whole lot of change back. Bill Mulfair.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Gabrielle. Thank you, Ann. And thank you to our scorekeeper, Kathy Buffenmeyer. And speaking of our scorekeeper, you will notice new scoreboards. Yeah. Thanks to Splinters Woodshop for helping out with that. So this is our brand new scoreboard. So hopefully this will help us to be able to see the score better. And I don't know if it's going to improve the score of teams, though. I don't know. So. And of course, thanks to our teams, our brave contestants, for joining us today. And let's meet our contestants. Team number 1, the Warnocks, Cindy and Jim. Tell us a little about yourselves. How long have you guys been here?
We moved in on Election Day in 2020.
Oh, okay.
So 4 years, almost.
All right.
And we live at 121 Lafayette,
Okay. All right.
and we see some of our neighbors here, and we hope they're very kind when we're finished.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. And let's look at team number 2 here. All right. And oddly enough, team number 2. Now, you think some folks, you have to be here for a long time, or you're waiting to see if you're really interested before joining us. These are actually some new residents, Pat Steyer and Deanne Daniels. And tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you guys been here?
I've been here since March.
Uh-huh. And
I've been here since May.
since May, okay. Well, thank you for being brave enough to join. And actually, how did you decide to become contestants? Now, that was kind of interesting. Actually, our quiz was what brought you together, right?
Right. I attended the July quiz just to see what it was like. And
you
this
still came up here.
Yeah. This lady, Pat, sat next to me,
Uh-huh.
and we had never met before, and she agreed to do it too. So here we are.
All right. Well, we'll find out. How things go for you. All right, and of course, thanks to all of you for attending, and we really appreciate you coming. Thanks to all of you at home for watching, and let's Gabrielle explain the rules.
Each team will have 20 seconds to answer a multiple choice question. If they answer correctly, they get 10 points. If they don't answer correctly, the other team will have a chance to answer the question for 5 points. The team with the most points at the end of the game wins. We'll have our first round of questions, but first, the quiz is sponsored by the Penn State Tailgate Party. And here's Bill and Sadie with more information.
All right, come on up, Sadie. No. Oh,
Mine's not loud enough. I need a microphone too. All right, everybody, give me a P.
P.
Give me an S.
just hold on to that in case you need it.
Give me a U.
You can turn it off.
That's PSU. We're here to remind everybody that we're having a Penn State watch party for the very first Penn State game of the season on August 31st, right in this very room. We'll have a tailgate buffet. We'll have the game on the big, large screen for everybody to enjoy. Tickets have to get pre-purchased, though, before this Sunday. So come on down to the cafe, come say hi to us, and come get your tickets so that way you can enjoy some hot dogs, hamburger sliders, some other things, good food. Good food all around. We are
Penn State.
That's all we have. There'll be flyers at the back door and over here in case you want to grab one to remind yourself, to come buy your ticket.
All right. Thank you, Sadie. Gabrielle.
Every week there's fun and games to test your skills and wits. There's card games like bridge, pinochle, and hand and foot. There's billiards, shuffleboard, Wii bowling, and a variety of board games every Saturday afternoon. And every Tuesday at 2 p.m., a group meets in the studio to play Scrabble. Check out the newsletter to learn more, and now let the game begin.
All right. All right, teams, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Jim's shaking his head no. Well, it's too late now, Jim. You're up here now. All right, let's go to question 1, and this will be for Team 1. And our first question is a game-type question. And about the game of chess, the chess piece. Which chess piece can only move diagonally? Is it A, the king, B, the queen, C, the knight, or D, the bishop?
D, the bishop.
That's right, for 10 points. All right. Said that with a lot of conviction. I guess you're a chess player. All right, let's go to team 2 for question number 2. And this question is kind of a geography type question. In which U.S. state is the Grand Canyon located, Team 2? Is it A, Arizona, B, Colorado, C, Utah, or D, New Mexico?
Colorado.
Colorado. Ooh, a good guess, but not right. So team number 1, you're going to have a chance to steal this question for 5 points. Is it A, Arizona, C, Utah, or D, New Mexico?
A, Arizona.
A, Arizona is correct for 5 points. All right. All right, now question number 3, we're back to team 1. This is a 10-point question. And one of these crazy kind of science type questions. How many eyes does a bee have? Is it A, 2, B, 4, C, 3, or D, 5?
We're going to go with A, 2.
You're going to go with A2? Well, that's not enough. Not enough eyes for the bee. So team number 2, you're going to have a chance to pick up 5 points on this. Is it B4, C3, or D5?
We're going to try C3.
C3, a lot of things come in 3s, but not bee eyes. It's 5, actually, so nobody gets this one. Yeah, that was a tough one. Okay, so team number 2, this is your question, question 4, and this is another world geography question. What kingdom is the oldest monarchy in Europe? Is it A, Denmark, B, England, C, Grand Fenwick, or D, Monaco? This is the oldest monarchy in Europe.
Denmark?
You're going with A, Denmark, and that is correct for 10 points. Team 2 is on the scoreboard. All right. All right, let's go to question 5. This is for team number 1. And this question is an interesting one. Which U.S. state has the highest birth rate? The highest birth rate, okay? Is it A, Texas, B, California, C, Utah, or D, Minnesota? Okay.
C, Utah.
C, Utah? I guess because of the Mormons, you think? You're right. It is C. You get 10 points for that. All right. All right, let's go to question number 6. And this is a musical question. This musical question, who released the #1 single, Blue Velvet? And is it A, Bobby Vinton, B, Andy Williams, C, Al Martino, or D, Bobby Darin?
A.
A, Bobby Vinton is correct for 10 points. All right, this game is tightening up here. All right. And Gabrielle, what's the score after this round?
After the first round, the score is Team 1, Jim and Cindy, 25 points, and Team 2, Pat and Deanne, 20 points. Now it's time for our Fitness Minute. Here's the gang with more.
Today's topic is human anatomy with my model, Mary. Okay, Mary, can you show the class where your bicep is?
Oh, you mean my Popeye muscle?
Yes, the Popeye muscle. Very good. What about the tricep?
Oh, you mean the muscle that keeps waving after I stop waving?
Yes, correct. Abdominals?
Oh, you mean my tummy?
Yes, your tummy. And lastly, can you show the class your glute muscle?
Oh, you mean my fanny?
Very good. And that's all, folks. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mary and Lauren. Good to see you back, Lauren. Can you make that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, Gabrielle.
Somebody's always going somewhere, like weekly shopping trips or trips to the grocery store. There's also excursions to local restaurants twice a month, and many trips to events and entertainment. Find out more in the newsletter. And now here's Bill with more questions.
All right, let's get back to questions. Question number 7, this is for team number 1. And speaking of fitness, carrots are a good source of which vitamin? Is it A, B, B12, C, or D? Which vitamin are carrots a good source of? Team number 1? For 10 points?
We're going to say B.
You're going with B, B12? Good guess, but not the right guess. Team number 2 for 5 points. Which ones?
A.
A is right. Vitamin A. Carrots are a good source of vitamin A. All right. All right, now let's go to question number 8. This is for team number 2. And this, I love these questions, you know. I love these questions. What was the original name of Smokey the Bear? Was it A, Smokey the Bear? Was it B, Hotfoot Teddy? Was it C, Yogi the Bear? Or was it D, Fireman Bear?
We're going to try A, Smokey the Bear.
You're going to try A. You think that that was always his name? Unfortunately, it wasn't. So there actually was a different name for Smokey the Bear originally. So team number 1 for 5 points. B, C, or D?
I don't have a clue. D, fireman bear.
You're going with D, fireman. But that makes a lot of sense, you know? But it's not right. Actually, the answer is B, Hotfoot Teddy. Hotfoot Teddy. That was the original name. All right. All right. Question number 9. This is for team number 1. And for this question, let's go shopping with Gabrielle.
What is the most popular back-to-school item in 2024? Is it A, laptops, B, backpacks, C, notebooks, or D, pens and pencils?
Okay, team number 1. That's your question for 10 points. The most popular back-to-school item this year, and which one will it be?
We'll see if we can keep our record of incorrect answers going. B, backpacks.
You're going with B, backpacks. You see kids with them all the time, and that's the correct answer for 10 points. All right, let's go to question number 10. This is for team 2. Another one of these world geography questions. And let me make sure okay. What is the smallest ocean in the world? The smallest ocean. Is it A, the Indian Ocean, B, the Atlantic Ocean, C, the Arctic Ocean, or D, the Pacific Ocean? This is the smallest ocean in the world.
The Indian.
A little closer to the mic.
A.
You're going with A, the Indian Ocean. That is not correct. So team number 1 for 5 points. Is it B, C, or D?
We're going to guess C.
C, the Arctic Ocean is correct. That is the world's smallest ocean. All right. All right, so for question number 11, we go back to team number 1. And this is a literature question for you. What book starts with that famous line, "Call me Ishmael"? Is it A, A Tale of Two Cities, B, For Whom the Bell Tolls, C, Moby Dick, or D, To Kill a Mockingbird?
C.
C, Moby Dick is correct for 10 points. All right. Let's go to question number 12. This is for team 2. And this is a Bible question for you. In the Bible, what was the name of the angel who told the Virgin Mary that she would have a child? Is it A, Michael, B, Raphael, C, Uriel, D, Gabriel?
Gabriel, D.
Pull the mic a little closer when you...
Gabriel.
That's correct for 10 points. All right, we're getting a closer game here. All right. Gabrielle, how's the score?
After the second round, the score is Team 1, Jim and Cindy, 50 points, and Team 2, Pat and Deanne, 35 points. The quiz is brought to you by the Lions Club Eyeglass Donation Box. Here's Bill and Faye with more information.
Come on up, Faye. Faye always is involved in the most unusual commercials I think we have. So, Faye, what do you got for us this time?
Well, it's most unusual because the longer I live here, the more I find out secret items that we don't know about. So this is the Lions Club collection box for used glasses. The Lions Club gets them sent out, cleaned, and verified with the RX. And then they send the used glasses to many parts of the world. Well, we have a collection box here, but who knows where it's at? Oh, yes, at the cafe library area where the computer is and the copy machine. Okay, a resident here manages this collection box and gets them back to the Lions Club. So I have a personal story about the Lions Club glasses box. 20 years ago, I worked for 4 weeks with the Mercy ship Caribbean Mercy in Honduras or in Guatemala. Now, that's a medical missionary ship, and on that ship, we had 20,000 pairs of glasses,
Wow.
all organized with the prescription lens or whatever. Now, so I say what happens with some of these glasses, and it's so rewarding to see one person who, or more, many, who can't read their Bible simply because they can't read it. So they get a pair of glasses, and man, they are so surprised and so happy. That's a very humbling experience. So I want you to search through your drawers and your cupboards, look for all those old glasses you forgot you had, and take them to this little box in the cafe, Lions Club, or the computer area. In fact, there are 2 boxes there. So help someone somewhere see better. Thank you.
Thank you, Faye. All right. Okay. And you know what it's time for? It's time for Pun Fun with Gabrielle.
Hey, Bill, since summer vacations and cookouts are quiz questions this month, how in the world does a farmer keep finding cows to buy?
I don't know. How does a farmer find new cows to buy?
He looks through a catalog.
That's a groaner, I think.
Now back to the quiz.
All right, let's go back to quiz questions. We're going to team number 1 for question number 13. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? Was it A, Dorothy Hodgkin, B, Jane Goodall, C, Marie Curie, or D, Cynthia Kenyon? Team number 1.
We're going with C, Marie Curie.
C, Marie Curie. You can't go wrong with that answer. It's correct for 10 points. All right, let's go to question number 14. This is a classic TV question. I bet everybody knows this one, but we'll find out. In what city do TV's The Golden Girls reside? Is it A, Phoenix, B, Miami, C, Palm Springs, or D, Tampa? What city do the Golden Girls reside?
B.
You're going with B, Miami, and that is correct for 10 points. All right. All right, now we got to define the word kind of question for team number 1 here. Question number 15. Somnambulating is a fancy term for what nighttime activity? Is it A, dreaming, B, snoring, C, sleepwalking, or D, going to the bathroom? That's a nighttime activity. Team number 1.
C, sleepwalking.
Sleepwalking is correct for 10 points. All right. All right. You thought the bees were bad. Look at this one.
Oh, man, I'm glad.
Question number 16 for team 2. How many hearts does an octopus have? Is it A, 1, B, 3, C, 5, or D, 7? How many hearts does an octopus?
C.
You're going with C, 5? You figured since the bees was 5? No, that's not correct. So team number 1 for 5 points. A, B, or D?
We'll give a shot with B since the other one was 3.
You're right, it is 3. 3 hearts for an octopus. All right. Okay. All right, question number 17. This is for team number 1. It's one of these kind of odd questions that you run across every now and then. What country has the most vending machines per capita? Is it A, China, B, the United States, C, Japan, or D, Germany? What do you think, team number 1?
C, Japan.
C, Japan. Yes, that is correct for 10 points. All right, now team number 2, your chance to catch up here a little bit. Question number 18. We saw that which state had the highest birth rate. Which state has the lowest birth rate? Is it A, Wyoming, B, Pennsylvania, C, Vermont, or D, Florida? Team number 2.
D.
You're going with D, Florida? No. You would think maybe with all the retirees there, maybe, but that is not correct. I'm sorry. So team number 1 for 5 points, the state with the lowest birth rate.
We like C again.
You can't go wrong with C. It is Vermont. Yes, Vermont. Vermont, the lowest birth rate. All right, Gabrielle, what's the score?
After the third round, the score is Team 1, Jim and Cindy, 95 points, and Team 2, Pat and Deanne, 45 points. Now here's Bill with this month's special guest.
All right, come on up, Glenn. We had billed Pastor Ken Phillips as our special guest this month, but unfortunately a last-minute issue came along and he couldn't make it. He had to go out of town. But the world's first sit-down comedian agreed to come back and see us this month. So Glenn Blantz is going to join us and give us some words of wisdom.
Everybody there in the back row, if you can hear me, raise your hand. How about now? All right, I'm going to try to keep this going like this. All right, here, you ready for the first story? The first story is about a duck. Duck, D-U-C-K, quack, quack. All right. The duck came into a furniture store, and he walked up to the clerk, and he said, "Do you sell duck food?" And the clerk said, "No, this is a furniture store. We don't sell duck food." So the duck said, "Okay, thank you, bye." He left. The next day, about the same time, the duck come back to the furniture store, and he came right in to the same clerk, and he said, "Do you sell duck food?" And the clerk said, "Listen," he said, "I told you yesterday, we do not sell duck food." So anyhow, the third day, the duck comes in again. And he says to the clerk, "Do you sell duck food?" And the clerk said, "Listen, I don't want you coming in here. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to warn you. If you come in here again and ask me that, I'm going to take a nail and a hammer and put it through your front feet and hammer you to the floor. And then I'm going to call the police to come in here and arrest you. Do you understand?" And the duck said, shook his head. Yes, he understood. So he left. The very next day, the duck came back, and he comes into the store, and he goes up to the clerk, and he says to the clerk, "Do you sell nails?" And the clerk said, "No, we don't sell nails." He said, "Well, then do you sell chicken or duck food?" This one here's about a woman 91 years old who was getting married for the 4th time. Now that's interesting. 91 years old, she's getting married for the 4th time. So the local newspaper gets wind of this, and they send a reporter out to her house to get a story for the newspaper. So he knocked on the door, and she came there, and he told her who he was. And she invited him in, and she took him in the living room, and they sat down to talk. And she said to the reporter, what do you want to know? And he said, listen, he said, you've been married 3 times, you're getting married for the 4th time. I have a question. If you think all the way back through your life to all the events, how can you remember which husband was with you when that event took place? Oh, she said, that's easy. I have a system that I use to do that. And here it is. She said, my first husband was a banker, and we always had enough money for everything. My second husband was a showman. He was a ringmaster in a circus. And I went all over the country with him, and I'd seen all kinds of shows. The third one was a preacher. God bless his heart, he was my favorite. And now I'm going to marry an undertaker. And she said, I'm sure he's going to give me a lot of interesting stories. But here's how I remember them. 1 for the money. 2 for the show. 3 to get ready. And 4 to go.
Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Glenn Blantz, the world's greatest sit-down comedian. All right, let me get this situated.
I wish my wife would have.
All right, thank you, Glenn. Gabrielle.
If you like to sing, here's a chance to join a group who inspires through their voices. The Village Harmony Chorus rehearses every Wednesday at 10 a.m. right here in the DiMatteo Center. New members are always welcome anytime. For more information, see the newsletter. And now, back to the quiz.
All right, let's go to question number 19. This is for team number 1. And this makes me hungry. In which country did bagels originate? Is it A, Poland, B, Italy, C, Denmark, or D, France? Team number 1. Where do bagels come from? Where do they originate? I know they come from the bakery, but...
All right. B, Italy.
You're going with B, Italy? A lot of Italian food, you know. Hey, but that's not right. That's not right. Now, team number 2, you got a chance to pick up 5 points here. Now, this would help you with your score. So, team number 2, which country is it? A, C, or D?
Well, we really don't know.
Okay.
But, we're going to guess C, Denmark.
C, Denmark. Yeah, you would think maybe bagels. I don't. But actually, the answer is A, Poland. Yeah, that's where bagels come from. All right. Nobody gets that one. And now for question number 20. This is for team number 2. And for this question, I assume the role of Cronkite Mulfair, the newsman. In the news today, O.J. Simpson flees from police in his white Bronco. Michael Jackson marries Lisa Marie Presley. And in entertainment news, Forrest Gump wins Oscar for Best Picture. And that's the way it was on this date in A, 1989, B, 1994, C, 1999, or D, 2004. So Team 2, this is your question. What year was that when all these events happened? Was that A, 89, B, 94, C, 99, or D, 2004? What do you guess, team number 2?
B94.
You're going with B94. You have got a good memory. That is correct for 10 points. All right. All right, let's go to question number 21. We're back in the music business. For team number 1, question number 21. Who released the 1971 hit song, What's Going On? Is it A, The Temptations, B, Wilson Pickett, C, Otis Redding, or D, Marvin Gaye? What do you think, team number 1? On this musical question. Give us an answer.
D, Marvin Gaye.
You're going with D, Marvin Gaye, and that is correct for 10 points. All right. All right. Okay, so question number 22 for team number 2. Go to literature again here. Shakespeare. Which of Shakespeare's plays is the longest? Is it A, Richard III, B, Hamlet, C, The Taming of the Shrew, or D, Romeo and Juliet?
A.
You're going with A, Richard III. I'm sorry, that was a long war, but it's not the correct answer. So team number 1 for 5 points, B, C, or D?
Okay. We were really hoping they knew the right answer. B, Hamlet.
B, Hamlet? Yes, that is correct for 5 points. All right, so now it's your chance for a 10-point question, team number 1. And we're in school here, and what are the 3 primary colors? Is it A, red, green, and violet, B, red, yellow, and blue, C, orange, green, and indigo, or D, orange, yellow, and blue? The 3 primary colors. Team number 1, what is your guess?
B, red, yellow, blue.
B, red, yellow, blue, and that is correct. The 3 primary colors for 10 points. All right, team number 2. This is another a game question. And I wonder if do they play Clue on game day on Saturdays? I don't know. All right, in the game of Clue, this is for team number 2. Here's your 10-point question. In the game of Clue, the 6 weapons are the candlestick, the lead pipe, the knife, the revolver, the rope, and the last one, is it the hammer? That's A. B, the screwdriver, C, the chisel, or D, the wrench?
D.
D, the wrench is correct for 10 points. All right, you needed that. You needed that. All right. Gabrielle, what's the score at this point?
After the 4th round, the score is Team 1, Jim and Cindy, 120 points, and Team 2, Pat and Deanne, 65 points. The quiz is brought to you by the Londonderry Village Auxiliary. Here's Bill with more information.
Yep. Another new sponsor for the quiz, the Auxiliary, and Michael Ann was planning to be here to do this commercial, but unfortunately something happened and she wasn't able to make it. Hopefully we'll see her in a future show. But I can tell you all about the auxiliary and what's happening. Coming up, there's a soup tasting. If you like soup, here's your chance to give your vote for the best soup. It's on Thursday, September 5th, 2 p.m. in the atrium, right next to the cafe. And you pay 50 cents for each little thing of soup, and you get to cast your vote to the best soup. On September 14th, it's the breakfast buffet. Now, the deadline to get the breakfast buffet is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the deadline. So if you want to get that breakfast buffet, that's coming up on September 14th. Deadline is tomorrow. And of course, the Christmas Bazaar is coming up Saturday, October the 26th. And more information about that in the newsletter. So that's the auxiliary. Gabrielle?
Did you know that there are 3 Bible study groups? The chaplains and the men's group meets weekly, and the women's group gathers twice each month. Learn more about these Bible study groups in the newsletter. Now here's Bill with more questions.
All right, let's get to this last round. This is an important round for team number 2, but we're going to start with team number 1. And speaking of the Bible, according to Genesis in the Bible, what did God create on the 4th day? Was it A, the water and the land, B, the plants and the trees, C, the birds and the fish, or D, the sun, moon, and the stars? This is the 4th day. What do you think, team number 1, for 10 points?
4th day, huh?
Yeah, the 4th day.
We'll try C.
You're going with C, the birds and the fish. Good guess, but not the right answer. So let's go to team number 2 for 5 points.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Why do they get all the easy things? No, I'm kidding. I don't know any of theirs either. B, plants and trees.
You're going with B, the plants and trees. Well, no, that's not it. And I'm sorry about that. Actually, the answer is D, the sun, the moon, and the stars. So that's the 4th day. All right, so let's go to question number 26. This is for team number 2, and I'm sure you'll be able to get this question.
Oh, no.
Just feel your body and you. How many ribs does the human body have? Is it A, 20, B, 24, C, 28, or D, 16? What do you guess, team number 2? How many ribs does the human body have? You're going with
A.
A, 20? That's a lot of ribs, but not enough. So team number 1 here, you have a chance. Is it B, C, or D?
B, 24.
B, 24 is correct for 5 points. All right. All right, let's go to question number 27, another geography question. We're back in school with some geography for team number 1. What is the driest continent? Is it A, Antarctica, B, Africa, C, Asia, or D, South America? The driest continent. What do you think, team number 1? For 10 points.
We're going with B, Africa.
B, Africa, you would think, with the Sahara and all that, but that's not it. Team number 2, for 5 points, A, Antarctica, C, Asia, or D, South America. What do you think, team number 2?
A.
Going with A, Antarctica? That's correct. That is the driest continent. I think with all that ice and everything, I went, oh, well. Okay, let's go to question number 28. This is for team 2. And another one of these word definition type questions. What is the word for a relatively narrow strip of land connecting 2 larger land areas? Is it A, promontory, B, island, C, peninsula, or D, isthmus? Team number 2.
D.
D, isthmus is correct for 10 points. All right. Hanging in there in this game let's go to question number 29. This is for team number 1. This is another one of those classic TV. This is a real classic TV question. What 1950s sci-fi TV series featured Commander Buzz Corey and his crew? Was it A, Space Patrol, B, Captain Video, C, Buck Rogers, or D, Flash Gordon? What do you think, team number 1? This is team number 1. This is your 10-point question.
We're going to guess B.
You're going with Captain Video. Not correct. Must have been the way I said it, I guess. Okay, team number 2. You can pick up 5 points on this one.
We didn't even have TV in 1950. But we're going to try Buck Rogers.
Buck Rogers, that's a good guess, but it's not correct. Actually, it was Space Patrol with Commander Buzz Corey. Sorry, nobody scored on that one. But team number 2, you're going to have a chance on question number 30. And this one is a more contemporary music question. It's kind of interesting, though. On what type of farm did singer Taylor Swift grow up? Taylor Swift, she grew up on either A, a dairy farm, B, a pig farm, C, a tobacco farm, or D, a Christmas tree farm. And I'll give you a hint. I think it was in Pennsylvania.
Yes, it was. And for once, I've got one I really know. Watch me be wrong. Christmas tree farm.
You are right. You are right. Finish strong. Finish strong. All right. All right, team number 2. So, Gabrielle, what's the score?
After the 5th round, the score is Team 1, Jim and Cindy, 125 points, and Team 2, Pat and Deanne, 90 points. Next month, we're going to have a special staff edition of the quiz with Henry Brubaker and Mary Lee Harpo versus Tyler Weber and Lisa Thomas. Pastor Ken Phillips will be our special guest, and questions are going to be focusing on Labor Day, fall, and college football. And now here's Bill with our final exciting question.
And don't forget, on next month, September, the 4th Thursday, it's September 26th, 2 p.m. right here. And of course, we're always looking for contestants. And you know, you can see it's not tough. You know, our contestants are... No, we're always looking for contestants and performers too, for special guests. And, you know, I'm still looking for a juggler. If we can find a juggler, I think that would really go over well. But anyway, all right, we're going to go to the final question. And team number 2, this is your chance to catch up because you got a few points to make up here. So for the final question, what I want you to do is to think about, now you have 90 points. How much of that 90 points are you willing to risk on this last question? You can, go from 0 up to 90. So write that down in nice big numbers there.
To guess how much we're going to points first before seeing the question.
Yes. You place your bet before seeing the question. Yes. So choose how many points you want to bet. And team number 1, you're in the same boat. You got 125 points. How much of that are you willing to wager that you're going to get this last question correct? So you can write it nice and big so we can see it. Okay, you have that written down there? Yeah. Okay. You have it written down there? Okay, got it? Okay, all right. Now, what we're going to do for this last question, I'm going to need an assistant here. And so I've asked Londonderry resident Elizabeth Wilson and her dog Lacey to come up and help me with this last question. Come on up for the last question. Okay, Elizabeth and Lacey, the dog, are going to help with this last question. Come on up on stage here. All right. Come on up. All right. And now Lacey has this little board that she likes to play with. And hold still there, Lacey. Okay. And on this little board are some tiles. You can see those tiles on this board here. And what Lacey will do is she'll take her little paw and she'll move the tiles and eat the treat that's under them. So our question is, in a minute, how many of the tiles will Lacey open and eat? Is it A, 0 to 5, B, 6 to 10, C, 11 to 15, or D, 16 to 20? Now you're going to put down your guess, your letter. Put the letter down on the other sheet there. You have the other. Put the letter of what you think is going to be the answer to this. How many of these tiles will Lacey be able to slide open and eat the treat from? Hopefully you'll be able to see this in the back there, but we'll keep track for you as we're going here. All right, you have your answer written down? Write your answer down. A, 0 to 5, B, 6 to 10, C, 11 to 15, or D, 16 to 20. In a minute. Okay, so you got your letter down and you have yours down? Okay, all right. Is Lacey, are you ready, Lacey? Okay. All right, here you go, girl. Gabrielle, a minute on the clock.
Okay.
Come on, Lacey. Do your stuff. Do your stuff. Do your stuff, Lacey. Have some, there you go. There you go. Okay, Lacey said it now. Come on, Lacey. Oh, there, she found another one there. She's got a couple. Okay, come on, Lacey. That's it. She's got.
We have a half minute left.
Oh, come on, Lacey.
Come on, Lacey. You gotta eat a lot of this.
Elizabeth, I told you not to feed her much at lunch. Oh, she found another one. There she found it. Oh, she's moving now. She's on fire now. Come on, Lacey. You can do them.
Time's up.
All
Minute
right.
is over.
Okay. What do we got? What do we got, Elizabeth? How many did she get? Not now, Lacey. You're supposed to.
A little late here.
She got 5. All right. So that is A is the answer to that. So for team number 1, how much did you, what is your answer to that question? You said B. All right. How much did you wager? How many points did you wager? 5 points. You cheapskates. So you lose those 5 points. All right, team number 2, what answer did you have? You had C. You had a lot of faith in Lacey, but she didn't make it. How many points? You wagered 30 points, so I'm sorry you lose that 30 points. So team number 1 is our champion. All right. All right. Congratulations, team number 1. You got some dinners at the cafe. But team number 2, you still get a prize. You got some certificates for the convenience store.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wrong one. Okay. Okay. Tried to pawn off the full fast one on you there. Team number 2, you still get a prize for showing up. Thank you for participating. Well, that's it. That's it for this month. Another edition of the quiz. We hope you enjoyed it, especially Lacey. We had a lot of fun with Lacey. I thought she could find more of those, though. She just, And we had our special guest, Glenn Blantz, tell a few stories. Heard about the tailgate and the eyeglass donation. That's a really good thing, you know. And of course, we heard the catalog pun from Gabrielle. But join us again next month for another edition of the Londonderry Village Community Quiz. Coming up the fourth Thursday, always the fourth Thursday. And next month, it'll be a staff edition, so that'll be fun. I see Mary Lee back there. She was trying to get some pointers. She'll be a contestant next month. Thank you again. Bye-bye.